Greetings, fellow Trekkies and Trekkers. Welcome to another day of Star Trek Timber. So, let's start off today's reviews with When the Bough Breaks. The Enterprise enters the Epsilon Minos system, searching for the legendary world of Aldea. The planet decloaks and reveals itself to the ship. The Aldeans beam down Commander William Riker, Counselor Deanna Troi, and Chief Medical Officer Beverly Crusher to the planet. The Aldeans explain that they have been unable to bear children for many years and reveal themselves to the Enterprise in hopes that they could trade their advanced technology for some of the Enterprise's children so that they could repopulate their world. Riker refuses and the crews return to the Enterprise. Simultaneously, 7 children, including young Wesley Crusher, are taken down to the planet protected by a planetary entry shield that the crew of the Enterprise are unable to penetrate. When the Aldean elders attempt to integrate the children into their society, Wesley is shown the Custodian, an ancient computer system that the Aldeans rely on but do not understand. As Captain Jean-Luc Picard attempts to negotiate with the Aldeans, they briefly allow Dr. Crusher to reunite with her son on the planet. Wesley hands about the Custodian to her, while she secretly passes him a tricorder to scan the Aldeans. After Picard fails to get the Aldeans to agree to the children's return, they fire an energy weapon that sends the Enterprise 3 days away from Aldea at maximum warp. The Aldeans warn that they can send the Enterprise in a possibly far distance if they refuse to cooperate. During their return trip, Dr. Crusher reviews the scanner results and finds the Aldeans are suffering from radiation poisoning, which has harmed their reproductive capabilities but can be reversed if the source is discovered. On arrival back at the planet, Picard orders the crew to try to find a way through the planet's shield while he restarts negotiations. Wesley, aware that the Enterprise is in orbit, arranges for the children to passively resist. When the Aldeans request Picard's help to resolve the issue with the children, the crew finds a way to beam through the shield, allowing Commander Riker and Lieutenant Commander Data to sneak onto the planet. Data manages to disable the Custodian, disrupting the Aldeans' transporter and planetary shield. Dr. Crusher explains to the Aldeans that their shield has weakened the ozone layer of their planet, exposing the inhabitants to ultraviolet radiation that has left them unable to bear children. The radiation will likely have the same effects on the children from the Enterprise. Without the planetary shield, the ozone layer will naturally return, allowing the Aldeans to reproduce again. The Aldeans recognize the error of their ways and return the children to the Enterprise. They accept Starfleet's help to correct their ancient systems and recognize that they will have to forego their invisibility to continue their society. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Anyway, let's look at some production elements here. Writer Hannah Louise Shearer pitched the episode to associate producer D.C. Fontana, highlighting the families living on board the Enterprise. While the pilot episode and Counterpoint first mentioned children on the ship, When the Bough Breaks was the first time they had been used as a plot element. Shearer also discussed the story idea of a series creator Gene Roddenberry about, quote, a society that lost its humanity in favor of technology. Originally, there was a subplot involving the separation of the saucer section with the saucer taken hostage. Shearer described Whedon's performance as, quote, just wonderful. When the Bough Breaks was the first of 5 episodes credited to Shearer. She later described it as her favorite episode. It was the only episode of the series directed by Ken Manners. Manners later produced the television series The X-Files and Supernatural. Nice. Visual effects supervisor Robert Legato created a 2-foot model of the Aldean computer. It was cheaper to build a model of the computer for around $3,000 than to create a series of matte paintings. Ron Jones took a simple approach to the score, using a lighting theme with a piano or flute instead of singing. The theme is representative of the Enterprise's children and first appeared in the opening cue, Escape from Calculus. The technology of Aldea is embodied by electronic music across several pieces, including Scanning for Children and Power Source. Among the guest stars in When the Bough Breaks was Jerry Hardin, who later appeared again in The Next Generation as Mark Twain in the 2-part episode Time's Arrow, and appeared in The X-Files as Deep Throat. Brenda Strong went on to appear as Mary Alice Young in 179 episodes of Desperate Housewives, and was nominated for 2 Emmy Awards. Several uncredited children appear, including Mackenzie Westmore, the daughter of makeup supervisor Michael Westmore, and the younger siblings of Will Wheaton, Jeremy, and Amy. Nice. So overall, this is a pretty interesting episode, and the fact that we get to focus on the children of the Enterprise a little bit is actually not all that bad. So overall, I give When the Bough Breaks 3 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me sometime soon as we take a look at home soil. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.